typical Derby fans, I'm editor Daniel Montgomery here with Marcus James Dixon and Denton Davidson to talk about the Emmy races for drama. The nominations will be announced on July 12th, and we're guaranteed to have a different winner in every single drama category because The Crown does not have any eligible episodes this year, and it won every single thing last year. So we're going to have not necessarily new winners, though, as we'll talk about, starting with Best Drama Series, where Succession, the winner from 2 years ago, is eligible to be nominated again. So what do you have as your winner, Marcus?
It's hard to think about anything else winning other than Succession. That when that show aired, when was it, September, October-ish, it was the talk of the town, and people are still talking about Succession all these months later. I mean, yes, there have been some hot shows as well, like Squid Game, Better Call Saul, Ozark, my personal favorite, Severance. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And most recently, Stranger Things. But I do feel like all of those will kind of just, sit around second, third, fourth, fifth place. They're not going to hurt Succession. Like, there are none of these shows that are so similar to Succession. You would say, oh, there's a vote split. I think this is Succession's to lose. I also want to point out This Is Us had an absolutely amazing final season, probably the best final season I've seen since Breaking Bad. Like, it was that good. And yeah, I mean, if I had my pick, it would be Severance, but Succession's got it.
And what do you have for your other 7 picks for that?
Right now, I do have This Is Us in second place, but I realize that's probably not going to happen. I have Squid Game in third, and then Better Call Saul, Ozark, Severance, Yellowstone, which we need to talk about, and Stranger Things.
And how about Denton? How about you? What do you have to win, and what are your other 7?
Yeah, I'm with Marcus. I just can't imagine anything winning other than Succession. It just seems like it has all of the momentum. It has the most actors, the writing, the directing. I just think it's going to be so strong in so many categories that it's hard to imagine it losing. I have Squid Game in second, although I'm not sure that, if the season had just ended and that excitement was still there, there might have been a better shot for that. Ozark, I have last season. So, I mean, that's always strong. Mm-hmm. Severance, like Marcus, if I was voting, that's what I would choose. And that says something. I don't know if it says enough that it can win, but, people love this show and it is getting a lot of talk. So I think Severance is going to overperform in a lot of categories. I also have Yellowstone. This Is Us. I mean, it's a hug goodbye. We'll see. Stranger Things. And right now, I'm not sure what I want in my last position, but right now I have The Morning Show because it's 100-1 odds. But it's, the industry loves this show. It got a WGA nomination. It got a PGA nomination for season 2. And it got a ton of nominations the last time it was eligible. Not for best drama, but it is something that the industry enjoys. So I think that one could sneak in as well. How about you?
I've got, I feel about Squid Game the way Marcus feels about This Is Us. I'm hope dicting a lot of it. So I have it at number 1 for the time being. I don't want it to be just lockstep, everybody predicting Succession, even though when the nominations come out, the way that lineup looks will probably lead me to pick Succession. But Squid Game has a lot of chances to beat back Succession with vote splits. They could win Best Actor if the Succession actors vote split. It could win Supporting Actor if the Succession actors vote split. It could win Supporting Actress if the Succession actors vote split. So, and it did that at the SAG Awards, and even in the for actress category, Jung Ho-yeon won at the SAG Awards, even though Sarah Snook didn't have any internal competition from Succession. So there is strong appeal and appreciation for that show. I don't think I'll be predicting it after the nominations are announced, but for now, I'm sticking with it. I have Succession at number 2, Ozark at number 3, then Stranger Things. I wouldn't have thought that show had much of a chance since it's been so long, and it's not necessarily the voters' kind of show, even though it's been nominated before. But I feel like there's been so much attention to this season and so much success that it might be a little bit too big to fail. Yellowstone is weirdly safe, I think, even for having never gotten in before at the Emmys in for Best Drama Series. It's gotten a lot of stuff it needs to get from the Guild, so I think that's in. Severance I have in, Better Call Saul I have in, and Yellow Jackets I have in my 8th spot. I am least confident about 6 through 8 in terms of those nominations getting in. I could see This Is Us getting in for that farewell season. I could see Bridgerton getting back in. It was nominated last year. You never know if it's still going to be that high for them. Killing Eve was controversial, but it's gotten in before. Morning Show is always kind of divisive, but it showed up huge at the SAG Awards. So that could get in as well. There are a lot that could fill out those last 3 spots, but I'm more confident in 1 through 8.
Yellow Jackets I had in forever until Stranger Things came along, and I'm like, I can't put both of them in. I have to take one out, so I took out Yellow Jackets and put in Stranger Things. The final 2 episodes of Stranger Things, it's really interesting. They're going to be on July 1st, which is after Emmy voting and way before the next round of Emmy voter. I wonder if they could have been more a little Emmy strategic and put those episodes in a more Emmy friendly time period. But then again, it may not matter. I mean, the show is so popular that I could totally see it getting back in.
It is odd, even without the strategic part. To if you're going to have that big cliffhanger delay, you won't get those final 2 episodes right away. Like, it is really close to when those first 7 episodes came out. So it's like, well, why keep people waiting at all if they're only gonna wait like a month? So it would have been more strategic, and I think it might have built the suspense more if those episodes were coming out in, say, mid to late July. So we'll see how that goes, if it even gets nominated, because you never know with the Emmys. So let's move on to Best Actress in a Drama Series, a category where you've got Zendaya, who has won this award before 2 years ago, Laura Linney, repeat nominee, Jennifer Aniston, repeat nominee. So what do you think about this category, Denton?
I think it's Laura Linney's turn to win. I mean, I think Zendaya is leading our odds right now, but I don't think that performance and that show is necessarily one that Emmys feel the need to re-award. She's young, and the show itself isn't as well loved as Ozark, so I think it's Laura Linney's to lose this year. I do have Zendaya in second, and then I have Jennifer Aniston, Melanie Linsky for Yellow Jackets, which could be up in the air just depending on how that show performs. Mandy Moore for the final season of This Is Us. I mean, the train episode, of course. And then I have Kelly Riley in Yellowstone. So I have her getting in over the 2 Killing Eve stars, Jodie Comer and Sandra Oh.
And how about you, Marcus?
For me, Mandy Moore gave the performance of the year in any category. And I have her winning this. And I realized she may not even get nominated. She's only been nominated once, and that was 2019. But I do feel like the stars are aligning for her this time around. Everyone, from not only fans, but her co-stars on the show are tweeting about how she needs to get nominated for an Emmy. She's so good in that train episode. And also, she had, in almost every episode this season, not everyone, but she had the prosthetics. That takes so much time in the makeup chair, and she was so good. She's believable as the younger version and the older version. I say just give it to her.
She was incredible as Vecna in Stranger Things.
And then I have Zendaya in second. Zendaya. Laura Linney in third, but you're right, Denton. She could totally win win this. Laura Linney could. She's won for every character she's ever been nominated for, and this is her last chance. Then I have Melanie Lynskey. Seems like she's getting in everywhere that she needs to. Jennifer Aniston and Kelly Riley round out my category.
Yeah, I've actually got Melanie Lynskey winning. I feel like there was like a groundswell that started after Critics' Choice. It's the hot new show, the hot new performance, which is kind of what helped Zendaya win a couple of years ago. That win surprised me when that happened. So I think Melanie Lynskey could be that cool new winner. Also, kind of reminds me of Tatiana Maslany for Orphan Black. You know, when you're hot, you're hot. And especially in this category, I don't think there's like an obvious front runner, because I do think Zendaya could win again. I think Laura Linney could win for the first time, even though Ozark, the Emmys love to nominate it, but very little love to actually give it wins. Then I've got Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show. I do have Jodie Comer coming back in for Killing Eve. And then I've got Kelly Riley in for Yellowstone. Correct. I do not have Mandy Moore currently in my top 6.
Daniel.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of pundits who really love that performance might be kind of hope-dicting, just because a lot of times when the Emmys are done, they're done. You know, and you know, she hasn't been nominated since 2019. The show has been kind of on the downswing in terms of its nominations since then. So I don't know. They have to be watching it to nominate her, and I'm not sure how many of them, or if enough of them still are. Still, this is an open category, as it was the year she was nominated. So she could get back in, and she won't have to worry about 2 women from The Crown. So we'll see. But right now, I'm sort of taking the pessimist's view that she doesn't get in. Just
Melanie Lynskey also has that second performance in Candy. That doesn't hurt to have another great performance in a completely different category that is bringing you more positive attention.
And other contenders, I think we should watch out for Britt Lower or Lauer for Severance. I think that if that show hits big, that could be one of the places we see it. One of the surprises that happens on nomination morning that tells us, okay, that Severance is going to be big if we hear her name.
Oh yeah.
Let's move on to drama actor, which is interesting because here's a rematch potentially of what we saw at the SAG Awards, where Lee Jung-jae from Squid Game beat both Brian Cox and Jeremy Strong, who probably split votes with each other. And they could do so again here, although that didn't hurt them at the Emmys last time. Jeremy Strong beat Brian Cox last time they were nominated together 2 years ago. So what do you think about this category, Marcus?
This category is messing with my brain because of the 2 Succession guys. A lot of people this year are predicting Brian Cox. If you look at the experts' predictions,
and he leads our overall odds.
Yeah,
which is
Jeremy Strong surprisingly in 3rd in our overall odds.
Which is so interesting to me because we know the Emmys like to repeat. But you know, I've been saying this since Succession season 3 came out. Brian Cox was the better actor. I mean, he had the better role this year, you could say. So maybe they are right. Maybe Brian Cox will win this. Bob Odenkirk. I mean, come on, this is the final season of Better Call Saul, but there will be, you know, another 6 episodes eligible next year. I would love to see Bob Odenkirk win this. He didn't even get nominated the last time he was up. So, I mean, a lot of people aren't putting him in. I had him winning for a while. I just took him out. I did put Brian Cox in there kind of as a placeholder. I have Jeremy Strong in 2nd, and then Bob in 3rd, Lee Jung-jae in 4th, Jason Bateman in 5th. I'm not convinced he'll get in. And then Kevin Costner I have in 6th. And the reason I put Kevin in is because I had Kelly Riley in over an actress. And I'm like, well, how could I have Kelly in and not Kevin? So I put them both in. I think the show is on it. I mean, it's obviously on an upswing. And do we really think the show will get in, but not the lead actor? So that's why I have Kevin Costner in.
Denton, how about you?
I have Brian Cox winning. I'm just going with the odds right now. and I have Jeremy Strong, and they could vote split just like they did at SAG. And Jason Bateman, Adam Scott. I think Severance is going to overperform. Maybe I'm hope dicting. I'm not sure. I really do think Severance is going to overperform, and Adam Scott is the star of the show. So I think that he's going to get in.
He's overdue too.
Yeah, and people know him. I mean, he's so great in so many things. And then the last spot, I'm completely not confident. Right now, I have Sterling K. Brown in as a placeholder because he's another sort of Emmy favorite. But in this, the storyline didn't really focus on him in this final season, so I just don't know if he's going to make it over. You have, like Marcus said, Bob Odenkirk, Kevin Costner. So I'm not confident in that final slot.
Yeah, I had Sterling in for a while. I just took him out. I could put him back in. There's still, a few weeks left to go here.
I do have Lee Jung-jae in my number one spot. Probably not surprising since I have or Squid Game in my number one spot for series. I'm going with that vote split, like we saw at SAG. But again, I might change my mind once the nominations are announced. That I've got Brian Cox and Jeremy Strong. Bob Odenkirk is an X factor in this category because he was snubbed last time, and so I think voters will remember that, or maybe not. A lot of times voters aren't paying that close attention, but we'll remind them. I'm reminding them of that right now. He had that health scare. He had that heart attack on set that I think reminded everyone how much they appreciate him and as an actor. And so I think there could be a lot of sentiment there to kind of get behind him and reward him. And then I've got Jason Bateman for Ozark, and I too have Kevin Costner for Yellowstone. He won for Hatton Fields and McCoys. He's gotten in and surprised us in the past, so I think he gets in along with Yellowstone this time.
I think I'm gonna switch to Lee Jung-jae because I'm trying to remember my earlier predictions from the winter. I don't think I had him winning at SAG. I don't think I had him winning at Critics' Choice. So he's burned me twice. Shame on him. Not a third time. I'm going to switch to.
No, you'll probably burn him. Reverse. Someone that I was like hoping would get more talk, I guess, was Chiwetel Ejiofor, The Man Who Fell to Earth. I think he was great in that show. But I don't think that show's taken off as much as some people do. But just even the first episode, he's so fantastic as this alien that's just sort of wandering through Earth and figuring things out. So check it out if you haven't yet. He's someone that should be in the conversation.
Also, Tom Hiddleston for Loki, Jonathan Bailey for Bridgerton. There's a lot of bubble men here.
A lot of bubble men. They'll form. They should form a boy band. The Bubble Men. That's a weird name for a boy band, but I approve of it. So moving on to drama supporting actress, we've got a category. Again, no need to worry about The Crown. Crown empties out, and we could get so many interesting, unusual, surprising people in here. We've got the two-time defending champ, if you don't count last year when she wasn't eligible, Julia Garner for Ozark, and Sarah Snook, the SAG nominee, Jung Ho-yeon for Squid Game, the SAG winner. So what are you thinking in this category, Marcus?
I have 11 words for you. Sarah Snook should have won the SAG award, but lost. So everyone is predicting Sarah Snook to win the Emmy. I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, that was a slam dunk. She should have won that SAG award. That was one of the shockers of the winter season. So I have Julia Garner. I mean, she's never lost. She's 2 for 2 for Ozark. And she was the best part of that final season when she went to the Bird's house in the mid-season finale and screamed and yelled and cried, like, just give her the Emmy. And I'm somebody who usually does not like when somebody repeats over and over at the Emmys, but in this case, she so deserves it. So I have her at number 1. I have Ray Seahorn at number 2. I think it's finally happening, not the win, but the nomination. She's on the cover of Variety, which is our sister site. And, the headline is something like, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but Emmys, what's wrong with you? Like, finally, you need to nominate this woman. Third place, I do have Sarah Snook. Fourth, Jung Ho Yam. Fifth, Christina Ricci, and then Patricia Arquette, J. Smith Cameron, and Millie Bobby Brown.
How about you, Denton?
I think Patricia Arquette is way too low, so I put her at number one. I'm just on a campaign rage for her. I think she's so fantastic. She keeps winning for, I mean, she won for Medium. I mean, people didn't think that was going to happen. She's nominated and wins Emmys all the time, so I'm fully expecting.
Well, to be fair, twice.
Okay. But the nominations and just just what she did with Danny Mora and the acts. I mean, she's had a great last couple of years, and I think she's really a standout in this series. And I think like I said before, I think Severance is going to overperform. We'll see. I might be wrong, but that's my prediction. And I also agree with Daniel about Julie Garner and Ozark. So I have her, Sarah Snook, of course. Fourth, I have Jung Ho Yeon for Squid Game. 5, Christina Ricci and Yellow Jackets. 6, I put in Regina Hall, 9 Perfect Strangers, just because I thought she was fantastic. I don't know if I'm going to stay with that or not, but just watching her fight with Nicole Kidman was worth it for me. Then I have J. Smith Cameron for Succession, and my last slot I'm also not confident about is Chrissy Metz for This Is Us, because if there's anyone other than Mandy Moore that the season is really focused around, it's Chrissy Metz. So if someone could make a comeback from that show, I think it might be her.
She has not been nominated since season 1.
Yeah.
So that's quite a prediction you're making there.
Even though her eventual ex-husband got in twice.
Yeah. And her brother, Justin Hartley, has never gotten in. Shame.
Yeah, I too have Julie Garner winning this, just like Marcus. She's undefeated in this category. She also has Inventing Anna, which increases her buzz. She's as hot as in terms of her career as she was, if not more so than she was the 2 times she won. So I have her winning. And I've got Jung Ho Yeon in second, following that surprising SAG win that logically should have gone to Sarah Snook, since that show won for its ensemble cast, but couldn't win for her, alone in that category. And then I have J. Smith Cameron right after her, and that's the last one I'm confident about. Those 4 I feel pretty secure will get their nominations. After that, it's kind of a crapshoot. I have Patricia Arquette for Severance. I have Christina Ricci for Yellow Jackets. I have Ye Jung-yoon for Pachinko, and Millie Bobby Brown for Stranger Things. Even though I would say this past season, Millie Bobby Brown, who has been absolutely dynamite, even this season. Though I think this season really, the MVP was Sadie Sink. But I feel like Emmy voters aren't paying that much attention, and if there's someone they like them, and if there's someone else who deserves the attention all of a sudden, they don't always get the recognition. So I've got Millie Bobby Brown in there, but I am not confident about those last 4. I don't have Rhea Seehorn in there.
Daniel,
she's one where I don't even have the Mandy Moore precedent where she's gotten in before. She's one where she's been burned so many times that I'm not gonna jinx her. 2, I'll believe it when it happens. But this category is so all over the place. Juliana Margulies, Emmys love her. She could get in for the morning show. Fiona Shaw's been nominated for Killing Eve before. She could get back in despite the uneven responses to the final season of that show. Sadie Sink could get in if they really love that season. They could get another Squid Game actress in there. Kim Joo-ryung, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is the other standout female character in a show with really only 2 main women, in the main cast. So that could happen. So this is so wide open that I could see half of my list not getting in.
At the Gold Derby Awards, we let you vote for 3 people in each category, and Sadie Sink is one of my 3. I don't think I have Bobby Brown in my three. So maybe there is passion for Sadie Sink, who wasn't even in our prediction center until, Stranger Things came out. She was just not on anyone's Emmy Awards radar, but that performance, especially in the fourth episode, I think maybe she does have a shot. Maybe I will put her in, but who do I take out? I don't know.
And Sydney Sweeney's in our top 8 in the odds. Did we mention her for Euphoria? So, I mean, she's definitely in contention as well. Julia Garner's also in the news for the Madonna biopic that they just announced that she supposedly will be starring in. So, I mean, she is at the height of her career right now.
Yeah.
So for drama supporting actor, we have an interesting situation. Again, the reigning champ, Tobias Menzies from The Crown, is no longer eligible, and The Crown had no new episodes, so he's out. And so we get kind of a rematch of 2020, where Billy Crudup won against like a trio of Succession actors. And this time we have Billy Crudup back and those Succession actors back. And this is one of those interesting cases where we're not actually predicting Billy Crudup to repeat here. Kieran Culkin is ahead in our odds. What do you think about this category? Who will win and who will be nominated, Denton?
I have Kieran Culkin in first place, and I and I wanted him to win before. So we'll see how it goes. I think he will be nominated for sure, of course. So, but right now I have him at the top. I do have Billy Crudup in The Morning Show. John Turturro for Severance. Again, I think that show will overperform, and I think that's a name that they will like checking off. Oh Young-soo for Squid Game. Matthew McFadden in Succession. Nicholas Braun for Succession. I do have Chris Sullivan for This Is Us. He surprised people before. I think he can get in again. And I just actually switched. I had Giancarlo Esposito, and I'm gonna put in Eric Dane for Euphoria.
I also have Kieran Culkin winning, and I think we all have him getting 2 nominations, right, for this and for SNL. So, I mean, he had such a great year, and his character on the show is just so watchable. He was probably the highlight of Succession season 3 for me. Second place, I have Oh Young-soo, who he won the Golden Globe, didn't he? And it wasn't aired on TV. I would love to see him get up and give a speech. Like, that would be amazing. Billy Crudup I have in third, and then Matthew from Succession, Nicholas from Succession, Giancarlo from Better Call Saul, who I have in over Jonathan Banks. Jonathan Banks did not get nominated the last time the show was eligible, and Giancarlo did, and I think he got in for The Mandalorian as well. So they absolutely love him. I think you're crazy for not putting him in your predictions. And then rounding out the category, I have John Turturro and Chris Sullivan.
Yeah, I'm betting on Kieran Culkin here for Succession. It's there's a potential vote split here too, but I think of the supporting actors, he stands out as the scene stealer much more than Brian Cox and Jeremy Strong. One stands out from the other there. He was the only supporting actor to get in at the SAG Awards, into that Best Actor lineup with Cox and Strong. So he has that strong support there. And there are other, like Oh Young-soo, I think could split votes too if they nominate another Squid Game actor, which they could. I'm predicting, voters to just kind of name check the shows they like. So I've got 4 Succession men, 2 Squid Game men. I've got Billy Crudup coming back for The Morning Show, and John Turturro for Severance. So the other Succession guys I have in there, I have Matthew McFadden and Nicholas Braun, who got in last time, and I have Alan Ruck getting in. I just think they're just gonna like go overboard for the show and just check it wherever they have it available. And then I have Park Hae-soo for Squid Game as the other actor there. So let's move on to the guest categories, where again I'm not confident about any of these races. What do you think is going to happen in it, Denton?
I have no idea. So I'm going sort of with a little bit of checking the boxes. So I have Harriet Walter for Succession, Lee Yu-mi for Squid Game, Marcia Gay Harden for The Morning Show. that one, I think, just based on her name, and she does have a really interesting role in this season. Jackie Weaver for Yellowstone, Hope Davis for Succession, and Sana Lathan for Succession. So lots of Succession for me here.
How about you, Marcus?
Yeah, I've got two Successions. I have Harriet Walter Winning, and she could get a nomination for Ted Lasso as well. So she had a great year.
Yeah.
And the other one is Hope Davis, who I have in third. I have Lee Yu-mi for Squid Game. She's the only guest star that they submitted for Squid Game, so she obviously stands out in that respect. And then there's Marcia Gay Harden. I have Jackie Weaver. I have Jennifer Morrison for This Is Us. She's been a guest star on the show for 3 years now. She's never really been somebody that people were predicting for any of her. And she was also on, Once Upon a Time. She was on House. I think this could be her time, is what I'm trying to say. Like, after being in the business for so many years, she could finally be an Emmy nominee for This Is Us, and I would love that.
Yeah, I've got Harriet Walter Winning, and then like my 1, 2, 3 are just me assuming Emmy voters are going to check off the Succession actors. So Harriet Walter, Hope Davis, Sanaa Lathan. Hope Davis, a previous Emmy nominee, so I feel like they already have a familiarity there. Then I have Lee Yu-mi for Squid Game. Again, she stands out, only Squid Game guest actress with the potential to be nominated. Then I have Marcia Gay Harden and Jackie Weaver sort of as placeholders. I'm sort of going with the odds there and trusting the wisdom for the moment of our illustrious users at Gold Derby.
The one who I voted for at the Gold Derby Awards that's not in the conversation is Martha Plimpton in The Man Who Fell to Earth. She's got my favorite scene in the first episode. So probably not in it, but a little hope dictating there from me.
Which brings us to the guest actor category, where again we could have an avalanche of Succession support, although our odds don't expect. Well, actually, our odds predict almost just as much Succession support. My lineup is weird, but we'll start with Marcus. Who do you think is getting nominated and who will win this category?
You know what's interesting? I would be predicting Gerald McCraney for This Is Us, but they didn't submit him. I don't know why, but instead I'm predicting Ron Cephas Jones. He's won twice before. The last time he won was a huge surprise because he was only in a few seconds of screen time. This time around, he's in a little bit more, but still not a substantial amount. But we've already seen that doesn't matter. They absolutely love him. I could totally see him winning a third Emmy. I also have James Cromwell, Alexander Skarsgård, Adrian Brody, all for Succession, and then I have Yul Vasquez for Severance, and Tom Pelphrey for Ozark. Now, the Tom Pelphrey one is kind of a hope diction. We all thought he would get in for supporting actor for Succession season 3, and he got cruelly, strangely snubbed. He came back for a flashback, but it was a long flashback, and I think he could possibly get in, but I don't know.
How about you, Denton?
I think we have the same predictions in different orders. I have James Cromwell for Succession winning, and then I have Adrian Brody, Succession, Martin Short, The Morning Show. So maybe that's different.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yul Vasquez, Severance, Ron Cephas Jones, This Is Us, and Alexander Skarsgård for Succession. Yeah, I think Martin Short in The Morning Show. Martin Short could have a good year at the Emmys as well. I think he could get 4 nominations for The Morning Show and starring in Only Murders, producing Only Murders. Maybe it's just 3. Is there a 4th one? Schmigadoon. Yeah, so Martin Short could have a good year.
I'm predicting Succession overload in this category. I'm predicting all 5 to get nominated. I've got Alexander.
It wouldn't even surprise me.
It wouldn't. Again, with the way the Emmy voting works and the way the Emmy ballot works, you can check as many names as you want. You're not limited to 6, as many as this category will have. So I just feel like if you're a fan of Succession, you're just going to go down the line. And we saw from The Crown last year how if they like you, they're going to give you everything. I think it had 4 supporting actresses nominated. So
look at the DGA awards for Succession,
where they swept all 5 of the directing nominations, where they submitted, I think they submitted all the 5 of those episodes in like a 6th. They could just be the best directing nominees. I wouldn't be surprised there. So I do have Skarsgård winning. I have Cephas Jones in 2nd, just because with all that Succession, and Cephas Jones being basically the Margot Martindale of of this category,
yes.
he can win no matter how much he's in. I have him in 2nd, and there could be that vote split. Then James Cromwell, Adrian Brody, Ariane Moai, who I'm mispronouncing your name, I apologize desperately, and Justin Kirk, who is a previous nominee for Angels in America. So like there's some familiarity there.
I do like your pick for Alexander Skarsgård because he was my favorite of the Succession guys. His character was so interesting, and he really stood out. And he's a previous winner, of course, for Big Little Lies.
And he could get another nomination this year. He's also a guest star on Atlanta, so he's one of a few actors who could get in for drama and comedy this year. That concludes our talk about drama. We're also discussing in separate Slugfest's comedy and movie and limited series. Thank you everyone for watching. Make your predictions at Gold Derby now, or change them. You can change them up until the day of nominations on July 12th. And if you think we're dead wrong, of course you can prove us wrong with your predictions. So do that now, and we will see you next time.